Has someone ever said to you, it's a marathon, not a race? And you're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, isn't a marathon just another fucking type of race?
Welcome to Not Safe for Words. I'm your host, Crystal L. Kirkham, multi-genre author, editor, and cover designer. I'm here to give you insight into the world of publishing and to help you avoid the mistakes that others have made. So stick around, you're in for one hell of a ride where I don't curb the curses.
Alright, before we really dig down into this episode, I'm going to say I'm feeling a little melancholy tonight, in that this is episode number 23, which means the next episode is our last for season 1, and God, that just hit me so fucking hard today, guys. Of course, I'll save most of that monologue, I guess, for the next episode, but just wanted to give you that heads up because it's really going to affect how I approach today's topic. First of all, of course, in the spirit of total fucking honesty that I have based this podcast upon, I have said that phrase, that it is a marathon, not a race. And I did sit down and think about it one day and thought, well, they're both types. Why? Why do we say this? A marathon is a type of race. I should know. I've fucking run one. Well, a half marathon at least. But it's still a race. It's just a really long race. Ultra marathons are still just really, really long races, which is kind of what the metaphor is getting at. That this isn't a quick and easy journey. It's not something that will be over in the blink of an eye. You won't write a book, submit it to an agent, get a contract with the top 5 publisher, and then be on the New York Times bestsellers list in the blink of a fucking eye. That happens to such a rare few, and even those rare few have generally put a lot of time and effort into their writing craft and to learning what they're doing, and have probably faced countless rejections or have trunked a ton of novels in the process. It's not an easy path to be on becoming a published author. And that is kind of a lot of what this particular episode is all about. When I say it's not a marathon, when I say this isn't a race, in this case, what I'm talking about is that there are no winners, there are no losers. It is really and truly a lot more like a trek through the uncharted wilderness. We each have our own journey to take, our own path to discover on our way to becoming a published author, if that is our goal. And it's not a journey that you should take alone. These aren't paths we know. We're going to have to learn a lot of the survival craft along the way on this journey. And that takes people to help us. We need a team. We need friends. We need other authors. We need people that, if it were a marathon, a race, would be our competitors, not our helping hand. Not always, anyway. And that's one of the reasons I hate the saying that it's a marathon. Because we're not running alone. Sure, you can have a team helping you train and get ready for a marathon, but once you cross that start line, you're pretty much on your own. But this is a trek. This is a long, long fucking haul. And you don't always know the path. It's not laid out clearly for you. You do your best to try and figure out what way to go. There'll be wrong turns. There'll be dead ends. You'll one day find yourself standing on the edge of the cliff going, well, how the fuck do I get past this? But that's why we have other people on this journey and this trek through our uncharted wilderness of becoming published authors. Because we need help. We need editors. We need beta readers. We need just fucking friends to sometimes encourage us when we're feeling a little bit down. Because it's gonna be, I gotta be honest, it's one of the saddest things I've seen when there is an author who I think is really fucking talented and I see them just kind of going, well, I'm not really getting a lot of success and this isn't going where I wanted. So what's the point of being a writer? And all I can think is selling everything? Maybe you just haven't found the right end of the trail. Maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you just need to try a few more books. Like, as long as you enjoy what you're doing, you're enjoying the trek, then why give up? Why turn around and go back to the already charted territory that you came from and never know where you could have gone if you had kept going with your team, with people to support you? And I mean, this isn't as rambly as some of my episodes are, but I know you all are probably getting the point I'm trying to make here. And that point, in case you aren't fucking getting it or my rambling is not quite as clear as I think it is at 10 o'clock at night, the day before I have to publish this episode. And that is this. Two things. This is a journey that cannot be done without the help of others. And this is not a competition. And I know a lot of people really struggle with the fact of not thinking of other writers, other authors as their competition. Because let's say, for example, you are trying to submit for a call for a short story magazine. Any one of the pro markets, they're really hard to get into. Your chances are less than 1% to actually get a yes out of the hundreds and hundreds of people who are submitting stories. I mean, are these not your competitors? In a way, yes. Yes, they are. But I have submitted to the same calls that my friends have submitted to, and we've also helped each other. We've pushed each other to try and become better authors, to write a better story, to try and make the better submission, and we all sit with bated breath, hoping like fuck that maybe not only ourselves will get the yes, but maybe our friends will. And there have been times where even though I received the rejection, even though I thought I had a good chance, and my friend is still in the running, and all I can think is, oh dear God, please let it be them. If I can't make it, please let them make it. I want to see my friends succeed. And if the writers around you, the writers in your circle, don't act that way or don't seem to feel that way about the success of others, for fuck's sakes, don't stick around them. They're toxic. Find people like that who are just as excited to see you succeed as they are to succeed themselves. So yes, in some ways it is a competition because we are all trying to reach the same point. But it's not a competition in that one of us wins and one of us loses. So let's say our friend succeeds. They're the one who gets accepted and we don't. And we're really fucking happy for them, right? Maybe their experience can be passed on to help us try and be the next ones to succeed. It's a cooperative. It's always been something where you're more likely to succeed. You're more likely to see the end of your journey successfully when you have people to help you along the way, and good people. Most importantly, good fucking people to help you along the way. This is a trek. It is not a marathon. It is no type of race. You cannot be the first to get there. You'll never be the first to get there because, hello, I'm pretty sure you have a bookshelf full of published books of people who have already been there. And that is just another point that shows this is not any type of racing competition. There are no winners. There are no losers unless you just don't try or give up. And sometimes even then, all that means is maybe you were taking the wrong path. Maybe your forest, the journey you need to take, isn't there, doesn't go there, and perhaps turning back is best for you. Perhaps not continuing or taking a left-hand turn is going to be the better choice. But once again, having a good team around you on your journey might help you realize this a lot sooner than you would have otherwise. Or maybe they'll point you on an entirely different path that you never expected. As I said, it's a journey. It's a trek in the wilderness, and sometimes it'll really fucking surprise you. This has been another episode of Not Safe for Words. I hope you found some useful advice here today. If so, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can join me next time for more publishing and writing insights. Thanks for listening.